Google AI Studio has just been upgraded with Gemini 3, and it's about to destroy all SaaS businesses. I've just built this booking dashboard for my clients, and not only does it look like I hired a professional front end to make this, I've also just made it fully functional using just one no-code tool called Firebase. You can create an account, book a time slot, pay with Stripe to confirm your booking, and even receive this email confirming the time and date. And of course, you can view all of your upcoming calls in the dashboard and reschedule them at any time. You guys have been asking me for a Stripe tutorial for ages, so this is the perfect opportunity to show you how to set it up. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build an app like this from start to finish and configure Stripe payments. But before we start, we're about to reach 20,000 subscribers on this channel, and I'd love to keep making videos like these for you guys, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the video. Before building anything, you're gonna head over to the description of this video and get the step-by-step guide I made for it. It's gonna walk you through all of the setup steps and also has the prompts you can just copy and paste into your app without having to retype anything. So make sure to get this. And for our first step, you're gonna head over to Google AI Studio and the build section and paste in the first prompt. I'm just gonna say, create a one-link AI session booking dashboard with a modern minimalistic design using white and pastel colors. Users must sign up or log in first, and once authenticated, they should be able to view all upcoming AI sessions in a board or calendar view. Click to book a 1 hour or 2 hour private AI consulting session. The app should automatically detect the user's time zone and show my availability in their local time. And I'm just going to insert my schedule here in EST time zone. Now the app will get my actual schedule from Firestore, but I'll add it here anyway so we can see how the front end works. When a user clicks Book Session, show a booking confirmation screen, a Stripe payment button, and after successful payment, the book session should appear in the user's dashboard. For now, the app is going to be front-end only, but should behave as if it's fully functional. And here's what the app looks like with literally just one prompt. And since it's purely demo, I can type out any credentials. I'm just going to say test@test.com, type out any password and just sign in. And here's what that dashboard looks like. Not bad. I'm going to go ahead and book a slot right here. And I can see a 1 hour or 2 hour session. Click continue to payment. And as you can see, the pay with Stripe button appears. Let's click it. I absolutely love this booking confirmed animation. Now, it looks pretty good, but I'm not happy with all of the available slots just appearing in the UI like this. I'd rather just have them appear only when a user clicks to book a new session. So let's ask Gemini to make a couple of changes. I'm just going to say the app looks great, but update the behavior as follows. When a user signs in, they should only see their upcoming sessions, not the full-on availability or open slots. Users should only see available time slots after clicking book a new session. Also, slightly mute the purple palette to make the design softer and more minimal. I'm going to send the prompt in, and while it's getting changes, I'm going to go ahead and start on my backend setup in Firebase. Now, if this part of the video seems a little bit too fast for you, you can watch a detailed tutorial I made on Firebase. It'll walk you through how to set up authentication, a database, storage, step by step, so we don't waste any time on this today. I'll link it for you in my free guide so you can check it out. Now, the first thing we need to do here is to create a new project. And once that's done, I'm going to head over to Build, Authentication. And here I'm just going to add 2 sign-in methods, email and password, and Google sign-in. Now, we just need to create an app to link our backend to Google AI Studio. So in Project Overview, I'm going to click Add an App. I'm going to choose this web icon right here, give it any name. And in the next step, I'm going to copy this SDK code Gemini generates. Now, this is our key to connecting everything together, so make sure to copy and paste it somewhere. Now I'll just need a database where I'm going to store user details, my schedule, and all of the booking information. So I'm going to head over to Build, Firestore Database, and I'm going to click to create a new database with all the default settings in production mode. Now, once it's done, the first thing I'll do here is to add my availability. So I'm going to create a /settings collection and add an availability document inside it. Now, inside the document, I'm going to add this structure. Time zone as a string, which will be EST, and a weekly map type field. And inside this field, I'm going to add each day as an array of free time periods. I'm going to go ahead and save it, and here's what it's going to look like. We have our main settings collection with my availability and my schedule inside this document with all of the days and time periods. Now, I'm also going to add another main collection called global bookings and just generate a random ID here. Now, this is where our app will automatically add all bookings for all users so everyone can see which slots are free and taken. Now, right now, you don't need to add anything else here. Our app will add the rest automatically. Now, last thing left for us to do in Firebase is to set our security rules. Now, if you're building this exact same app, you can just copy and paste mine. But if you're building a different one, you can learn how to prompt Gemini to generate yours in my free guide. Now, in my rules, you can see that every user can read my settings document, which basically means that they can view my schedule, but they can't make any changes in it unless they're an admin. Now, each user can read and write in their own document in all paths, which basically means that they can view, edit, and delete information only in their own profile. Now, all path here means that it applies to all levels inside their own document. So if you have a structure where you have folders, inside folders, every user can see this, but only if it's inside their own user ID document. And finally, we have rules for global bookings that basically mean that anyone who's logged in can view all bookings to see which periods are free and taken, but they can only add and edit their own bookings. Now, make sure you have figured the rules part out so you don't get any permission errors in the future. With our rules set up, let's head back and see what our app looks like and start adding our backend. First, I'm just going to paste in this authentication prompt from my guide. All you need to do here is just to replace this SDK code snippet with the code you copied earlier when you created your Firebase app. And once that's done, I'm also going to go ahead and paste in my email verification, password change, and Google sign up prompts. Now, Gemini 3 is amazing at understanding instructions. I literally put everything in one prompt and it understood everything from the first try. No need to even split it into multiple prompts anymore. For Google signups, don't forget to deploy your app. Copy this app link and paste it into authorized domains and settings, otherwise it just won't work. Also remember that Google sign-in does not work in preview. You can only test it out in your deployed app. Now that it's done, I'm going to go ahead and sign up, and I'll need to confirm my email first. Now, I didn't verify my email domain yet, so all of my Firebase emails will land in spam. So once your app actually goes live, make sure to verify your domain here in authentication, templates, settings by just hitting on this pencil icon and then clicking to customize your domain. Now, I'll go ahead and sign in with that confirmed user, and here's my dashboard. As you can see, it removed all of the slots from the main screen, and the UI now looks much cleaner. I can only see the slots when I click to book a new session, which is just what I wanted. Now, if you go back to authentication in Firebase, you should see the user you've just registered with right here. I'm seeing mine, so it's working perfectly. Now that our authentication is linked, let's go ahead and hook our database. I'm just going to copy and paste this exact prompt from my guides to link the users collection. This will automatically add everyone who signs up or signs in into our users collection in Firestore and add the user ID as a document inside it. So once it's done, I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And as you can see in Firestore, a users collection was just added automatically. And here's my user ID document inside it. Our users collection is now linked. Let's go ahead and do the same with my schedule and bookings. So I'm going to say when user clicks book a new session, read all available slots in my main/settings/availability document and display all my available slots 60 days in advance, excluding already booked session in/global bookings collection. Now, this is going to show all of my schedule from settings minus the sessions that users already booked that are going to be stored in the /global bookings collection. Now, let's save the event the user books into the user ID document. I'm going to say when a user hits on a slot and books a new session, create a bookings sub-collection in the document and add all information in this format. Now, here I'm also going to say that for now, all payment confirmation is purely front-end because we haven't configured Stripe yet. I'm going to ask it to add the following fields: the start time, end time, duration, payment status, when the event was created. You can fully customize this to save any information you want. And I would say the path is /user/user ID, bookings, and the booking ID. Now, our other users also need to know that this slot was just booked. So let's go ahead and write it in our global bookings collection as well. And we'll add the user ID field there so we know who the booking belongs to. So I'm going to say simultaneously add the booking into the main/global bookings collection in this format. I'm going to say the path, global booking/booking ID, and fields, user ID, start time, end time, duration, payment status, and created ad. So basically the same fields. Now, I'd like each user to be able to see the booked events in the dashboard. So I'm going to say when a user logs in, show all bookings in the dashboard from this path /user/user ID/bookings/booking ID. Going to go ahead and send this prompt in. Now that it's done, let's go ahead and hit to book a new session. And you'll see here that it's now syncing my available times from the database and showing them up right here. Now, I set them up in EST time zone, and I'm currently located in Central Indonesia time. And as you can see, the first slot here is 3 p.m., which is 2 a.m. EST, so it's showing them up correctly. Let's go ahead and pick that slot. I'm going to choose a 1-hour session, click continue to payment, pay with Stripe. Of course, for now, this is purely front end. And as you can see, it's now showing confirming your booking, which means that it's actually syncing it to the database. And once that's done, it's going to forward me to our main dashboard where my booking appears. Now, if we go back to our backend, you'll see that in global bookings, a booking ID was just added with my user ID and all of the information. And in users collection under my UID, we also see the new sub collection called bookings with my booking inside it and all of the fields. That's working perfectly. Our app now works perfectly, but payments are only done in demo mode. Let's go ahead and set up Stripe so we can actually receive payments from our clients. So the first thing you're going to do here is head over to your Stripe account and hit on your profile. And you're going to switch your account into sandbox mode. Now, this is a testing environment, so we don't have to use any of our real money to make payments while we're in development. I'm going to go ahead and click create a sandbox, and here it is. My store is now called Teal Tunnel. Now, the first thing you're going to do here is create products you want to sell. So in product catalog, I'm going to click add a product and name the first one 1-hour private AI consulting session. Now, you can either choose recurring payments for subscription or one-time payment. Now, in my case, the clients will only pay once per session. So I'm going to choose a one-time option. Enter my price, $99, and hit to add a product. And you're going to do the same for the 2-hour session. Add the name, choose one-time price, which is $179, and save it. Now that our products are created, we'll need to copy their price IDs so we can connect them to our app. So to do this below, you'll see this developer's workbench console. Go ahead and click on the arrow to open it. And you'll see the price on the left. Go ahead and copy that price ID and save it somewhere in notes. We're going to do the same for the 2-hour session. And now let's head back to Firebase to install the Firebase Stripe plugin that will do all the work for us. Are you trying to build a custom app for your work or business but struggling to automate the backend? Well, building these apps is my absolute passion, and I've built hundreds of these for my clients. So if you want to learn how to do it, feel free to book a personalized session with me where I'll teach you how to build the apps you need, or shoot me an email if you want me to do it for you and I'll give you a quote. You'll find all the links in the description, and let's get back to the video. To do this in Firebase, you're just going to head over to build extensions and you're going to hit to explore the extensions hub. Now here in the search bar, you're just going to type Stripe and you'll see this first run payments with Stripe extension pop up. Go ahead and choose it. And next to it, you'll see the install in Firebase console button. Hit it. Now here you're going to have to select the project we created earlier, and in setup billing, you're going to hit to upgrade project to console button. Now you're going to create a cloud billing account because you're going to have to upgrade your project to pay-as-you-go place. Go ahead and hit this. Now here you're just going to enter your billing information and click to confirm your purchase. Once your project is upgraded, don't forget to add a budget limit amount in case some bug happens. So let's go ahead and press continue. Link cloud billing account, and here you're just going to press done. Now in the review API settings, you're just going to go ahead and check out those functions, and below it you'll find the 3 services that you'll need to enable. So press enable next to the first one, next to the second one, next to the third one, and hit next. Now in access settings, you're just going to press next again and leave it as default. And now this is the most important step to configure our extension. Here, you're just going to leave most settings as default, but let me walk you through the most important ones. So in location, just going to choose the default one. And in customers details and subscription collection, you're going to leave it as customers. So when a user goes ahead and pays with Stripe on your website, the user ID document will get added inside this customers collection, just like we do with users. Now in this field, you could choose to sync your customers so they will get created in both Stripe and Firestore. So I suggest you choose the sync one. And now in Stripe API key, this is the most important field. Here you'll need to add your secret here from Stripe so we can connect the extension. To get it, go back to your developer's workbench, and in overview, I'm going to copy this secret key and paste it back into the Stripe API key field and click to create a secret. Now the next webhook secret field is extremely important, but we're going to leave it empty for now. We'll add it in the future once we set up our webhook. For now, I'm just going to hit to install the extension. It's going to take 3 to 5 minutes to set up, as you can see right here. Now, I have no idea why, but with all Firestore extensions, once you set them up for the first time, it gives this error. So if this happens to you, you can just click to view details and click to retry installing, and somehow that always fixes the problem. Our extension is now installed, and you're going to be able to create payment links by sending requests to Stripe, but Stripe also needs to communicate back to us to tell us what happened with the payment. Did it fail? Did it succeed? Or did the subscription expire? So to do this, we'll need to configure a webhook in Stripe. So you're going to head back to your developer's workbench, and here you're going to click on the webhooks tab. Go ahead and click to add a destination, choose your accounts, and continue. Now in events, here you'll need to add events which will tell our backend what happened. So did the payment succeed? Was it refunded? In my guide, you'll find all actions to add here for both payments and subscription. We're just going to choose the most important ones. It will be events like checkout session completed, payment intent succeeded, checkout session expired, payment intent, payment failed, charge refunded, charge dispute created, etc. Now with all events selected, you're going to click continue and choose the webhook endpoints. Now here we'll just need to add an endpoint URL from Firestore. So to find it, you're going to head over to build functions, and you're going to find this handle webhook events function. When you hover over the name, you'll see this request URL right here. Just hover over it and copy it. This is exactly the endpoint we need. Just go ahead and copy it and paste it into the Stripe endpoint in the webhook. Now just click to create the destination, and your webhook is set up. Now we just need to add the webhook signing secret you'll see on the right here into the Firebase extension for it to work. Just go ahead and copy it. And now back in Firebase, head back to your Stripe extension, manage, reconfigure extension, and scroll down to find the Stripe webhook secret and just paste the signing webhook secret we copied right here. Hit create a secret, and once it's done, don't forget to save everything at the top. It'll take about 3 to 5 minutes again for changes to take effect. Now, when a user presses to complete a payment in our app, Stripe is going to update our Firestore database with the payment and subscription information. So we need to change our Firestore security rules to allow this. All we need to do is just copy these few lines of code from our guide and paste them into your rules and hit publish. Now, these rules are universal and will work for both one-time payments and recurring payments. Now, the code you see here will allow Stripe to create documents with our user ID inside the new customers collection when they pay, and also allow it to add sub-collections like payments for one-time purchases and subscriptions for recurring payments. Now, the last step here before we connect everything together, you're just going to head over to build and functions and Firebase, and you're going to hover over this create checkout session function and just copy this exact name, and that's it. We're ready to connect payments to our front end. Now, before prompting anything, you're going to go ahead and redeploy your app first and copy the URL. We'll need it to redirect our users to the success or failed payment page depending on how that payment went. So this was my prompt. You can just copy it from my guide and customize it to your case. When a user presses pay with Stripe after choosing 1 or 2 hour session, you're going to call this tool, and here you're just going to paste in the exact function name we copied from functions earlier, the create checkout session one. And then I'm just going to provide pricing options. Now, the default mode is subscriptions. So if you're setting up one-time payments, you're going to have to specify it. So I'm going to say one-time payments, not subscriptions. And then I'm just going to say 1 hour session, the price, and the price ID we copied from our Stripe workbench earlier. So it's going to be price underscore and a string right here. I'm going to do the same for a 2 hour session. Now, to generate your Stripe payment link, you're going to need these 4 parameters. The first one is price, and I'm going to put the price ID in curly brackets, meaning there's going to be different for the 1 and 2 hour session. We already provided those IDs at the top. Now, for the success URL and cancel URL, you're going to have to tell your app where to redirect your user once they make a payment. So here you're just going to paste in the deployed app URL /success. And for the cancel URL, the same one, but /failure. Now, once your app actually goes live and you deploy it to a domain, you're going to have to change it to your actual domain. Now, the last parameter is very important to link the payment to the actual user ID who made it. So I'm going to say client reference ID and put user ID in curly brackets. After the tool is executed, redirect the user to the generated Stripe payment link. Now, before you try anything out, I strongly suggest you ask Google AI Studio to console log all responses you receive from Stripe. This way you know everything happening in the background and can investigate what happened in case of an error. So once that's done, I'm just going to go ahead and click to book an AI session. I'm going to choose any slot, continue to payment, click pay with Stripe. And as you can see, we now get redirected to this empty window. Now we won't be able to actually pay in preview mode. So let's go ahead and open the console and see what happened. And you'll see that it actually just generated this payment link for us. Now, if you didn't get any errors in the console and it managed to generate the Stripe payment link for you, congratulations, everything is set up correctly. But to properly test it out, you're going to have to redeploy your app again and open the link. This is not going to work in preview. So now let's go ahead and pay again in this version. And as you can see, we're now redirected to the actual Stripe window. At the top here, you'll see that we're in sandbox mode. My store is called Teal Tunnel. Now, to test the payment out, you can just pay with the standard Stripe sandbox card, which is 4242 repeated 4 times, and any other numbers or details in the rest of the fields. Or you can also choose to pay with Google Pay. As you can see, it's also tied to the 4242 card, so it's not actually using your Google Pay account. Now, you're just going to click pay, and in a moment, you'll see that your payment was successful. And we now get this cannot get success error message. Now, this is absolutely normal because we haven't told our Google AI Studio app what to do when the user hits the /success route. But before we set this up, let's go ahead and check if everything worked in the background first. Now, if you go back to Firestore, you'll see that a new collection customers was just created, and inside we have my user ID, and inside my document, we now have 2 sub-collections, checkout sessions and payments. Now, this payment collection would be called subscriptions if you set up recurring payments. Now, inside payments, you can see my payment ID and all other information like price, currency, date, and so on. So this is the collection you'll use to display payment information in your front end, like expiration date or payment plans. A backend worked perfectly. We just need to tell Google AI Studio what to do when the user hits the success or failure route. So I'm just going to say after payment, we see the cannot get success error. When a user hits /success, they should be redirected to the main page, and a message payment successful should show up at the top. When a user hits /failure, they should be redirected to the same main page, and a message payment fail should show up at the top. Now, once that's finished, you're going to have to redeploy your app to test out the Stripe payments. And now when I go ahead and pay with Stripe and just enter in my credentials, I'm going to pay with Google this time. And now I'm redirected to the dashboard, and you'll see the success message at the top. Now, once the payment is completed successfully, you're going to want to tell Google AI Studio which payment information to show in the UI. This could be things like the plan they paid for, the expiration dates, but in my case, I would just like the user to see payment details when they go ahead and open a calendar event. But to do this, I'll first need to tie that payment ID to the event so the app knows exactly what transaction to show. So just going to say, when a user makes a payment with Stripe and is sent to success, update information in the booking ID. I'll provide the path here with the payment ID field from Stripe. Now, I'll tell it exactly where to find this payment ID in our database. I'm going to say payments/payments ID. Now, when a user opens the booking card, show all information about their session and the payment information from that payment ID linked to the event. And now that it's done, I can go ahead and open any card. And as you can see, the payment information will now load up from our database. We can see the price, the status, method, and this reference number. You can customize which details to show here in your prompt. So that's it for today's video. If you found it useful, make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can reach 20,000 subscribers. And if you have any other video suggestions, make sure to leave them down in the comments. You guys suggested this video. I read all the comments you leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.